right, YouTube. I'm here, one and only, the man, the judge, Deshon Lloyd. Check him out. He's here with another deck profile. You haven't played in how long?
2 years.
2 years. You too busy growing, doing more things, bigger and better things. But listen, he came back, he blessed us, and he got his top. 15th, I think, right?
Yep.
15th. And then what did you play?
I played RBs. I played this deck.
Where was this at?
Rochester, New York over the weekend.
Okay, right on. Let's see the deck profile.
All right, so start with the hand traps. 3 Fua, 3 Ash, and 3 Bell. I don't think I needed any other hand traps. Fua can get us to more engine and get us to at least these two guys. Ash has always been generic since the beginning of time. And then Bell has now kind of turned into a pseudo Ash for most of the cards that can grab from deck as well as graveyard. And just I didn't miss anything else. And going straight into the engine, I have 7 RB names. The reason why we play the 7, these two guys are bricks. They don't really do anything in the hand. They can only be utilized when they're normal special summon, and there's no way to special summon. So we have 5 guys that are kind of cyber dragons. They're starters, they're extenders. And the more specific reason you're probably looking at, why do you run 2 cutter? At the end of your board, after you're doing your combo, when you Lambda Cannon, you're already telling yourself if you're going to negate your spell and traps, you're going to end on 1 cutter. And obviously, monster effects are utilized in Yu-Gi-Oh! So if your opponent's first activation is normal summon and activate a monster effect, you have to use the counter trap. And once you use the counter trap to burn and destroy the cutter, you really don't have a real monster to summon. But running another cutter means that on the field trigger, you get to summon another cutter, leaving the same board. And I also wanted to interact with the Fallen and Virtuous quick play card. I'm not a big fan of that card. That card does a little too much.
Right.
Every other RB card was relevant. They all came up. I don't think I would ever cut out anyone besides the Lambda Blade. This guy, the reason why I ran him originally is if you get hand trapped, you can summon him and dump another guy. So when you go Crooked Crook, you have 3 names to kind of play the game. But I told myself if I'm losing, I'm summoning this guy. So I don't think I would put myself in a losing position to play this guy. So I don't know if I'm going to, going forward, play the Lambda Blade.
That's a good point.
So most of the time I play on Master Duel, so I was already on the 1 Uka. I like playing around Droll and into Droll, so this card was amazing for that. But with the passing of YCS Columbus, Alex got top 32 and showed us that we can summon floodgates with Uka, so I've upped it to 2. I like the fact that it can still get a lot of our RB names depending on what we target, and the idea of still extending past Droll. Thank you. Still extending past Droll is really, really good, because I'm not a fan of that card. This deck is not a big fan of that card. Next is, I'm not a fan of using the Sky Striker cards, so I've been using the Mecha Phantom Beasts as my normal summon engine. All of the Sky Striker cards, besides like Hornet Drones, gets you into Droll and into Fua. Like, both of those cards aren't really healthy with an RB board. But these cards here kind of have the opponent automatically like shotgun the card, so you get to see what they're doing. And for as long as you can get to the Vulcan booster, pretty much like uncontested and safely, so you can chain block with the O-Lion. For as long as you have another body on board, you can do chain link 2 O-Lion for a token, chain link 1 for the Vulcan booster, and it just puts you so far ahead in advantage. The Tetherwolf is really funny because it came up where I was playing against the Power Patron player and he slothed me. So my only out was to normal summon Tetherwolf. It got a token, he let it go through. I went through battle phase. I attacked with the Tetherwolf. I tributed the token, it went to 25 and I went over the sloth. And I went main phase 2, I did full combo and I was able to get rid of past his board. Another relevant thing is O-Lion, when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, and it gives another Mecha Phantom Beast another normal summon. So if you clog with a bunch of these guys, they're not once per turn. So you can just summon, banish, and keep until you dump your entire hand. Yeah.
Right.
Another brick, I think, kind of, is the Theron Regulex. The idea of using him at the end piece, you really don't use him as a starter unless they're already hand trapping you, and you have to use this for a body to go into another machine link. There's some really cool interactions that you can do with him with other cards, like when you use O-Lion, when you use the O-Lion to put him as an equip card. When you use the Regulex effect, it gives us a token that you can use for the counter trap, so you don't have to start getting rid of your RBs. And there's another interaction with Regulex I'm going to show you in my extra deck. But right now we're going to go on to the spells. We're going to play 3 Funk Dock. I don't like Droll. Just like when I played the Vanadium deck, the faster we have this card in our hand, we are immediately playing this card. I don't care if they ash it. Droll past this card is fine. Droll before this card, we are usually losing the game. So we need to be able to have this card on the field, and it makes everything a lot easier. On activation, it gets any RB card. The cool thing is, every time a monster is destroyed in the opponent's field, not with my doing, I just gain 500 life. So a lot of the times, they're just going through their regular interactions, like Doom Z, and I'm just gaining life points, which doesn't make any sense. The other effect is, if an RB leaves by any card effect, it kind of replaces itself by summoning one in the deck. And the cool thing is, it can play under Shifter, so if they already have like Di-Fi or I'm under Shifter and they start trying to get rid of my pieces, they still replace themselves under the field card. We play 3 Stage Landing because this card is not once per turn. Everyone was reading this card. It also has a Big Link's Graveyard effect. I played against a Fire King deck. That's the with Kieran and the King Avatar. When game 2, I was able to have a Illusion Gate, and he has the Dinosaur, Jurek Dinosaur, the 1-star in the graveyard. I go Illusion Gate to destroy his board. I take the Jurek, so he can't blow up my board when I play. The minute I give him the Jurek to put back in the graveyard, he nukes my board and a Kieran pop. So it's at least 3 pops and a Kieran target.
It all goes
and
off.
it survived all of those pops, and I had the trap, which you'll see later on, to negate the Kieran. It was really good. It was really nice.
Nifty. Real nifty.
The 3 exceptional schedules.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
This card plays in a Droll pretty hard, but every other card besides it's hand trap bait. The ideas of it getting to Ash. Fua, the opponent already has to shotgun this card, so you already get to see what they're doing. Their hand already gets smaller before you actually start noticing what you want to do. The idea of it giving them a token is really cool. One of my opponents didn't understand that it gives a token to their field, so by the time they got it, at the end of the game, they showed me that they had a Fua, so they couldn't even play it. So it was even funnier when we realized that this card is even like, if they don't understand it, it's more of a
definitely trip you up. You know, you get that token.
Incentive. And then the ideas of using those two, we have to play the 2 urgent schedules. These go hand in hand of using this. So opening this card is pretty cool, going second, because you can immediately just play this card, and the schedule can get this. The ideas of running 2 of these is, if any way, shape, or form the opponent on their first turn doesn't kill you, you still have another way to play. So drawing this isn't dead more than once. And the idea of just using this again when they have more monsters, it's not when you have no monsters, so you can still play, activate this card, and keep extending.
Right.
And then the one-of spells, Clockwork Knight, the Operation, the Hornet Drones, the Called By, and the Talents.
The one-ofs.
I don't think I would take anything out besides in games 2 and 3. Game 1, every card was kind of necessary. This card is the only Sky Striker card that I really do play in my main deck. I don't like again any of the other Striker cards because they, even though they're hand trap bait, they don't really get you far anywhere besides getting into like a Fua, and I don't really want to do that.
Right.
These 2 cards stop Droll. This card also plays well with Droll, so these cards help fight Droll. And the Clockwork Knight, for as long as it's in my hand, I'm going Barricade Blocker to discard it and getting my Regulex, so I don't have to really search it if it's in my hand already. So it is necessarily a brick, but if I have it, I'm going Barricade and I'm getting my other negate. So the entire main deck itself, before I get to my traps, is, I believe, 7 cards that can get and play around into Droll. So these 2 cards, the idea of these 3 and these 3, so that's at least 8. And besides the 2 Ukas, so that's 10 cards, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that can play in and around Droll, which is one of our most feared decks, most feared hand traps, as well as like a Fua. So even though we can, these kind of go into the Fua, they immediately get us what we need to stop playing the game. And then the 2 traps. This is essentially like a war chariot. As long as you control an RB to response to a monster effect, you can gate and destroy it, and then you gain 2,000 life points, which is pretty cool. And it gets rid of the RB, which also triggers the field card to do the replacing thing. Or if you have the token that I told you guys about, you can pop the token or anything else that you have on the field that could be a dud. If you use Lambda Blade to take a monster, you can also use that monster that you just took for the phase to destroy that instead, so you can keep your RB board. And then the last stand, I don't think I like this card.
No.
I think I'm really going to take this card out. It didn't come up ever. This is one of those times where I told myself, I'm getting hand trapped. I can set this card and put me back in the game when I go Crooked Crook. But if I'm telling myself I'm already losing, then why am I why is it
preparing to lose already? Yeah.
So I think I'm going to really take this card out. It has a graveyard effect, which is pretty cool. If a card, if any card targets one of my RB monsters, I can negate and destroy it. Again, that really didn't come up. But the summoning from the deck, I only used it one time, and it baited an Ash.
Right.
So it was okay. So that's my main deck. It's 41. For my extra, it is 3 Brutes. We want to use this card. We usually use 1 during the combo if you open with Stage Landing. So you want to be able to use 1 to kill. And because we're playing against the Cool Tune guys that can randomly rip our extra deck at any point in time,
so
one of them is random. Some of them are like you can actually go into the extra deck. So we need to be able to at least have one of them still there to fulfill the combo. And so far, no Cool Tune player that I've played so far has been able to successfully hit all 3. Knock on wood. Until it gets there. Until we get there. During the main phase, the idea of it just adding an RB card helps extend plays, and it pointing to an RB just cuts on all the other effects. It attacks twice, it gains everything, all the attack, and it can be destroyed by battle or card effect. The battle or card effect thing really hasn't come up, but the attacking twice, it just clears so many boards. And he gets huge. We play the 2 Volcannons. You can notice a lot of my numbers, if they can be more than 1, it's going to be more than 1. Just because of the Cool Tune deck, them ripping your extra deck is insane. And we usually use 1 during the combo, and we're going to use 1 to try and kill them. The idea of this card, on summon, it gets any spell. So it gets the field card, and it gets Stage Landing and Operation. So it gives you enough options to where if you get drolled, then it's okay for as long as we don't get the Funk Doc, we don't get field card. And also, if you used an RB to make this guy, if they Ash this dude, it's perfectly fine because you can just bring back the RB, make the Brute, and it gets you the same line again. So you can use Brute during the main phase, add any RB card, and it gets you the same board. The the no target summon is also pretty cool because the opponent also has to respond and like shotgun any cards before they get to know what they're doing, and it also gets the bricks out of your hand. So if you open Lambda Cannon or Blade, it just summons them outright, so you can already start manipulating the hand and the board. We use the 2 Crooked Crooks, same idea, Cool Tune, but during the main phase, your main phase, you can set any RB trap. Usually the bread and butter is always setting the counter trap. It's one of the best cards to set. The normal trap, I really haven't set it unless I already had the counter trap, but I don't think I'm going to keep that card in the deck. During the opponent's main phase, though, we can target 3 RBs that can be summoned in defense. You put 2 back and you summon 1. So during your normal combo line, you usually burn through at least 2 RB monsters that can be summoned in defense. And then during the rest of the play, you want to be able to when you have 1 on the field, it replaces itself. So that's your 3 in the graveyard. The idea of it gaining 500 for each monster on the field didn't come up. I haven't used him to attack over anything, but he wasn't being contested because of him being at least 25 at the end of my turn with a Regulex and at least another guy. Now the Clockwork Knights, I run 2. 1 is technically an Armorage. 1 is just to make into a guy. If you have Operation Test, you can summon an RB, make this guy, bring back the RB, and then that's full combo. And then the second one is made to use to search the Clockwork Knight, so you can get to your Regulex if you already don't have it. It has a graveyard. It has an on-field effect to tribute a machine to summon one from the graveyard, but I haven't used that effect to reborn any of my smaller guys. And then the Sky Striker package I run 5 Sky Striker names. Now there's some thinking with this. I like gaining life points, so the idea of staying off of after I pay, I want to gain something back. I gain 100 during the combo, which is fine, and it also points down.
Right.
Kagari is necessary because it brings back your Hornet drones. Shizuku is another machine name. So once you do the actual line, which I'm going to give you guys in a couple seconds, then these two guys are kind of like utility. So any 2 names, this is like Mermaid,
Right.
the Nightmare Mermaid, which is like full Orcus combo. So any 2 monsters is this guy, which dumps Hornet drones, and Hornet drones, after you summon, bring back with Kagari, with your other machine, which you changed it into the yellow one that points down. With your Hornet drones, you make a Shizuku, and that's 2 machines. And that's full RB combo.
There you go.
Another cool thing is I run the Zeke. So I don't like running anything more than 15 because of this card, my stage landing.
Oh, right.
This card is the bread and butter of the deck. If you can't play this card, I don't understand why you're trying to run RBs.
Right.
From running the other Sky Striker, Ace, to Access Code, to anything else. This guy is probably more useful than those interactions because getting into just even opening Hornet drones, it just needs a Sky Striker Ace monster. You don't even need to touch your links yet. So you can have an RB on the field, go Hornet drones, make Zeke,
Right.
get a guy, and then you go Kagari, add back Hornet drones, and then that's full combo. After you already Zeke to get rid of a push. So and you stay under your 15. So the minute you start getting to your stage landing, you can always play. Like it's your entire extra deck. At any point in time, you can summon, and you never can tell yourself, I can't summon this guy because I want to use my RB card. It's an RB deck, so your entire extra deck is utilized with your RB cards.
Right. That's going to lock
And
you
then
up.
the one
There you
of
go.
Barricade Blocker, the utilization of just discarding
Discard.
and getting to this guy. So the minute you play this card, if you're not using this card to kill, you have to send it to the graveyard and add it back to your hand. This card alone with any other RB card is lethal. So you usually want this card mandatory on your crackback.
There you go.
And this guy facilitates that.
You got the side.
And then my side, these 2 cards are Illusion Gates. I borrowed them.
Oh,
Thank you.
Illusion Gate.
I appreciate you. Yes. They were from one of my teammates, Kyrie. So thank you. These here, Eclipses, they came up. They were amazing.
Cool
The ideas of booking Cool Tune. I even booked a full hero board with DPE. He even tried to Dark Angel, but I Ghost Belt. Like it was he had a lot of everything. It was really good interactions. We run the 3 Crown. The ideas of being able to play with these cards, these 6, I've usually sided them in 100% of the time, going 2nd and 3rd.
Right.
Just being able to play. Like this card, being able to interact and hold a monster still, I've been able to do lethal by having a monster in attack mode and just keeping it there because it can't die by battle, so I can just keep running into it until the opponent's life points go to 0. This guy just, again, books any floodgates, so being able to play is just really nice. So the thrust, the idea of being able to search any normal spells, stage landing, obnoxious, it's not once per turn, and then also telling yourself if you want to get to the normal trap, which also at one point I did think about, but again, I don't really like the trap, so I don't think utilizing it just for the trap is going to be used. Usually for stage landing is huge. And then the hand traps, we have the Droll. This card, amazing, but it's at 2. Fighting against it, you never want to see it, but opening this card against anything that utilizes like Power Patron, where they just use their first search, when they go to face the back of your deck, you use this card, it kind of puts them on have something immediately. And a lot of the times, this card just kind of slows them down on a half board.
Too strong.
We play the 1 Harpy Duster because you kind of have to. A lot of Rogue, so we use the Thrust to get to this card. I didn't side this in because I didn't really play anything that I thought I needed to side this card in.
Really?
But I'm still going to use it as opposed to using Lightning Storm because this is still generic. I can still play underneath it, so I can set cards, play cards, and then play it whenever I want to.
It, right.
Yeah, and then the last 2 cards that Alex from YCS Columbus already put us on. This is Nightmare Ibli, and then the Consecrated Light. These cards are amazing. The idea that this gentleman there unlock the RB matrix by giving us floodgates that we can summon off the Ukas. Again, originally I was only summoning the main deck RB monsters,
Right.
but the idea to be able to summon an Ibli is obnoxious, or Consecrated Light. Sadly, the only time that I was able to summon the Consecrated Light, I did lose because the branded player I played against had another light monster, and there was nothing in the cards to say that, so I just lost after I checked his hand, and we saw that his top deck was another guy, so it's fine.
Yeah, what
but
can you
then
do about
the
that?
Ibli, I wasn't able to use it off the Uka. I normal summoned this thing, and I was able to bring back my Clockwork Knight, because for some reason he has an arrow that points sideways,
Right.
so you can make this guy. So when you make
right,
Barricade
right.
Blocker or anything else generic, you can give this to the opponent. And my opponent, Steven, I'll give you a shout out. Thank you. He had a interaction where we saw his hand. He had nothing but spells, like all spells. It was double Cool Tune spell. It was lightning storm, prosperity, and called by.
Right.
And I gave him Ibli. So
Right.
he draws for turn. He's like, so do you have anything for me to use Ibli to crash? And I show him a combo where we have the full board. So real fast, I have a Crooked Crook. I have the
2 plus 2.
field card.
What's 1 plus 1?
I have Drill. And I have Lambda.
Right.
So during his turn, before he would pass the main phase, I would let him know this would be set.
Right.
My Regulex with full combo. Before he would end your main phase, I would activate Gatin Driller to target the Ibli. He has no response. Activate Lambda to take. Chain resolves backwards. We destroy to take. And then Gatin Driller will destroy the target, and it's still on the field, so Ibli will destroy itself. Ibli's effect says because I'm the owner, it gets to trigger, and because he had called by, I had another response, so it didn't really matter on what his cards did. So we were able to give him back Ibli again in his turn, so he just scooped immediately. So the fact that we can use this card and keep giving it to them is insane. Like that. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that.
RBs.
Yeah.
Wow, there goes the deck profile. RBs. 15th place. Deshon Lloyd does it again. He's going to keep doing it. He might chill a little bit and then come back and bless us with another one. I mean, listen, does it over and over again. This guy is a beast. Check him out. Team Takeover. Thanks for watching.